Sudah dapat berapa nanti?
Hello. Am I audible?
Hi, Dr. Liana.
Hi. I'm
Hi.
okay.
Olha, tá vendo? Olha, não sei eu não. Não peguei tudo.
Hello, Chinmaya.
Hi.
Hi.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, everyone. So we are about to start in 5 minutes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Global Pharmacovigilance Congress 2024. Hope you all are doing good, and yes, we will start in 1 or 2 minutes. Let the people join. We have around more than 100 participants today who are going to join from different countries. So hopefully this will be a good event, and you will learn lots of information regarding pharmacovigilance and its different skills that you can enrich yourself with different skills of pharmacovigilance. So with these words, I would like to welcome all of you and I would also like to thank you for joining us at this event today. Without wasting our others' time, so let me tell you briefly about the objective of this event. So our objective is to provide the informations and regarding the pharmacovigilance to all the participants who are across the world, and make them understand different aspects of pharmacovigilance. And for that, we no need to as many people are asking whether we have to take up any course, or whether we have to go for any course. So I think it would be better if they will read the guidelines, and they will attend some events, international events and local events, and they will get more knowledge about the real time, really what is happening all over the world, right? So if we say that you just go and read the book, that is not sufficient, right? So whatever happening in the world, that will be fine for us, right? So we have to gain the knowledge from the experts who are working in that field. So with these words, I would like to um, welcome all the participants. And today we have uh, six chairpersons and 18 speakers. So Dr. Pratibha Nadik, Dr. Rajendra Jalali, Dr. Subrajyoti Bhaumik, Dr. Y. Rajaramani, and Dr. Pipasa Viswas, and Dr. Maya Sharma. And so they are all joining us as a chairperson who will chair the sessions. And speakers are from different countries, like Dr. Manal Yunis has joined already. So welcome you, ma'am. Looking forward to hear you. So good morning, good afternoon, Dr. Rajan sir. So hopefully means that as you know, right, it is a 3 hours event, so there is no need to be panic or no need to be worried. Be relaxed and just gain the knowledge. That's it. So with these words, and yes, let me introduce three moderators for this event today. We have Dr. Jyoti Upadhyay. She's working as the associate professor at UPES, Uttarakhand, Dehradun. Then Dr. Jyoti Gadhade, she is MBBS MD doctor. She is working for Parexel. So we have a mixture of, and Dr. Liana Kassan, she is from Armenia. She is also helping us as a moderator for the smooth functioning of this event. And yes, so with this, I would like to hand over the mic to Dr. Jyoti Upadhyay. She will take, take you through the event for first session.
Thank you, Dr. Imai, and a very good afternoon to everyone. So it's a very good opportunity that we are here in a global platform and for this pharmacovigilance sessions. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Dr. Jyoti Upadhyay. I am Senior Associate Professor at UPES, also the coordinator of AMC Center, UPES. So let's start with our chairperson, Dr. Pradibha Nade, who is the professor and head of the department, Pharmacology, Dr. Chandramma Dayanand, Sagar Institute of Medical Education and Research. So with the speaker, we have Dr. Maya Sharma with us, and she is the Vice President, Clinical Medical Regulatory at Novo Nordisk. So let's start this session with a very good beginning with Dr. Maya Sharma. She is our speaker for this session. Maya ma'am, I'm handing over this mic to you. So thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. And I will quickly welcome everyone. Good afternoon. And I would start with sharing my screen. Just give me a second. Once you're able to see this,
I am requesting all the participants to switch off the mics.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So today what I will be talking about is, regarding the patient safety and the drug safety. A lot of times we see that there is, the understanding that maybe these are similar terms or how different they are. So that is what I'm going to clarify today in the small presentation, which is patient safety versus drug safety, and what is the role of pharmacovigilance professionals in each one of these. So let me start with patient safety. As per the WHO definition of patient safety, it involves preventing errors and adverse effects to patients in healthcare settings. And it encompasses all the practices to mitigate the risks, prevent harm, and improve care quality across the continuum. And the role of pharmacovigilance is to monitor the adverse events, providing data to refine safety practices in drug administration, as well as support initiatives that minimize medication related risks, such as the implementation of clinical decision support systems.
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, ma'am. We are not able to see your slides.
No, I can see your slides.
I can also I can see.
Oh no, even I cannot see. Yeah.
No,
even I cannot see.
I too cannot see.
Let me do that again then.
Okay, ma'am.
थैंक यू फॉर ज्वाइनिंग हो गया, क्या हो गया है? मैंने कुछ तो टिक किया गया. विनय साइफुन.
Request all the participants to mute.
Ma'am, you are on mute.
Dr. Mai, you are on mute.
Okay. Now, are the
It's
slides
okay.
visible?
Yes, yes. Now I can see this slide.
And the full screen, you can see that?
Yes, yes, full screen.
Sure. Great. Thank you so much
Okay.
for that confirmation. So, what I was talking about is the role of pharmacovigilance in terms of patient safety is to monitor the adverse events, providing data to refine safety practices in drug administration, and also to support initiatives that will minimize the medication related risks, such as implementation of clinical decision support systems. An example is that how the pharmacovigilance data is leading to safer prescribing practices for drugs with narrow therapeutic ranges, whether it is digoxin or whether it is some of the other drugs such as which are used in clotting, anti-clotting, etc. And when we come to drug safety, I mean, it is defined as the process which is overseen by pharmacovigilance, usually, which ensures the safety and efficacy of medications for patients. And it is focused on the life cycle of the medications. You know that throughout the life cycle, they go through different indications, expansion of indications, also in terms of their shelf life and all, from the initial trials to also the post marketing usage of these medications. And in that, it is divided further into the pre market monitoring as well as the post marketing surveillance, where starting from the inception, which is clinical trials, when pharmacovigilance assesses safety to mitigate the early risk. And even when the drug is approved and launched, then in the post marketing phase, the surveillance which is about continuous monitoring of the real world data to detect excess and
Ma'am,
address
pardon
adverse
me.
reactions.
Uh, Excuse me, ma'am. We are unable to see your slides.
Actually, Chinmay, there's an option besides the Global Pharmacovigilance Society screen that tap to view my Dr. Maya Sharma's screen. If we click that, then
Okay,
we can see her
okay,
screen.
okay,
Yes,
okay,
yes,
okay. It's okay, ma'am. It's okay.
yes, yes, yeah.
Continue, ma'am, please. Sorry.
Okay, all right. And in drug safety, the pharmacovigilance teams are working closely and not in silos with the regulatory bodies to issue also the guidelines, which emerges out of all the knowledge which comes through the safety surveillance, the warnings, and sometimes even the drug recalls. For example, the post approval safety monitoring, which led to the labeling changes for some of the drugs with significant ADRs. Yeah. And the core differences between the two is that when patient safety broadly focuses on clinical operations, procedures, and the general care environment, drug safety is more pharmacovigilance centered, which is targeting medication specific risks and events. And also, I mean, in patient safety, we are trying to ensure safe care environments by preventing all kind of potential errors. And in drug safety, we minimize drug specific adverse effects through pharmacovigilance insights. And the unique role of pharmacovigilance in all of this is to serve as a bridge which connects the two, providing essential data to both the domains, directly influencing at the policy level as well as in clinical practice of the physicians. For example, the pharmacovigilance generated data, which often leads to cross functional safety protocols that inform both the drug safety and the patient safety standards. So, if we talk about the medication safety and adverse event tracking, pharmacovigilance so far has provided data and insights that inform both the patients and at the drug safety teams on the risks which are linked to the drug use. And then there are tools available such as UDRA vigilance and the FDA adverse event reporting system support or FARS with ongoing monitoring and data sharing. Not just that, I mean, we know that even in pharmacovigilance, we are going up and beyond, and there is a lot of usage of health technology and AI integration. And then, I mean, we have been using AI to analyze the electronic health record data. We've been able to identify patterns which will enhance medication safety. And now, as you know, there are more and more startups and I would say established organizations which are working on automated pharmacovigilance algorithms, which can trigger alerts to preventing potential drug interactions or ADRs. And even in terms of educating the patients, the pharmacovigilance has supported patient safety by educating patients on the correct use of medication, the current dosage of medications, the side effects, and what could be some of the early warning signs when they should seek help from their physicians. For example, certain digital platforms which provide real-time safety information to patients, reducing misuses that might compromise their safety. And overall, if you see what kind of potential it has, it is actually revolutionizing the healthcare. And towards the end, I would say that the patient safety protocol, like the infection prevention and control, which are enhanced by the pharmacovigilance data on the antimicrobial resistance trend. There was a point in time when antibiotics were used left, right, and center. But it is only because of the pharmacovigilance data which got captured, analyzed, and then there were specific guidance which was given to curb the antimicrobial resistance which it was leading to. Then there are standardized safety checklists. So pharmacovigilance contributes to data on drug errors and also prompting the checklist update wherever possible. There is effective communication protocols like pharmacovigilance data on medication errors, which support initiatives like SBAR, which stands for Situation, Background Assessment, and Recommendation. And the impact of all of this has been increased transparency and accountability, whether it is at the level of the sponsor or the drug companies, whether it is at the level of regulators, and obviously more so the people who are working in the space of pharmacovigilance with lower drug event rates and reduced morbidity. Pharmacovigilance ensures that drugs with high risk profiles are administered under controlled conditions to minimize the potential risks. And also it has led to the life cycle safety monitoring in clinical trials. When the PV team is assessing the safety data, it is able to identify the early risk signals. And then later there are risk evaluations and mitigation strategies, which are structured response to serious ADRs. In terms of post-marketing surveillance, the advanced pharmacovigilance systems have monitored patient outcomes globally with integrating with regulatory bodies and their guidance. The adverse drug event reporting, the pharmacovigilance has been encouraging by creating awareness, by doing sessions like these. It has been encouraging HCPs to report ADRs, enhancing data collection and actionability. And I recall, some time back, we have been regularly taking these sessions when we say that in comparison to the physicians who have not undergone the pharmacovigilance training, when you train them on what are the tools, what are the forms, how to use and see the pharmacovigilance data and fill these forms, the reporting of the safety increased by a stupendous 50%, right? And that is what has led to some of the pharmacovigilance driven label changes and black box warnings to inform healthcare professionals of the new risks. And this brings me to my conclusion slide, which is regarding the future of pharmacovigilance and integrated safety. Patient as well as drug safety are interconnected, with pharmacovigilance as a critical link between the two. Pharmacovigilance contributes to safer healthcare through proactive monitoring, data sharing with all the stakeholders, and educational outreach, again, of all of its stakeholders. And the future of pharmacovigilance in healthcare, it is playing an increasingly better role with expanding the use of real-time data analytics and AI for proactive risk management of some drugs. And it is also able to enhance the collaboration between pharmacovigilance, regulatory bodies, and healthcare providers. And that brings me to my closing thoughts that pharmacovigilance remains essential for safeguarding the public health. And I keep harping enough that all of us who are a part of pharmacovigilance, even if we are not part of the government jobs or we are not doing, service in any NGO, but we still contribute to public health by safeguarding it, for all of us, bridging the patient and the drug safety to enhance the healthcare outcomes. So that was all about my presentation. Thank you so much. It was wonderful again to see all of you, after a long hiatus. Yeah, and wishing all of us a great, global PV Congress going ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. And we'll have all the question and answer session at the end of all the three sessions. By the time I request all the present or the audience, please type your questions in the chat box. Now I would like to request our chairperson, Dr. Pratibha Nadik, to present certificate of appreciation to Dr. Sharma.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma. It was wonderful. And what was more, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
What was more impressive was the way she has thought about the future of pharmacovigilance with using AI technologies and making the physicians very competent with pharmacovigilance tools. That was really impressive talk, and being physician herself, I'm sure that was very much expected from her, and being an experienced clinical researcher and pharma professional, I think she has given the best talk. Thank you so much, Maya Sharma. Here I present you this certificate, and thank you, Dr. Maya Sharma. Let's give her a big hand.
Thank you, ma'am. So let's move on to the next session. Before that, I request all the audience, please type your questions in the chat box so that we can have question and answer sessions at the end of all the 3 sessions. So next session, our next speaker is Dr. Manal Yunus, and she is the head of Iraqi Pharmacovigilance Center, MOH, Iraq. And she's currently head the Iraqi Pharmacovigilance Center within the Ministry of Health. With a background as a pharmacist holding a PhD in clinical pharmacy, she led the creation and expansion of Iraq's Pharmacovigilance Center. Dr. Yunus is an ISOP fellow and served as an advisory board member, leading the ISOP students group as the student group coordinator. She is the fellowship. She got fellowship in a patient safety, further demonstrating her commitment to raising healthcare standards. So welcome, Dr. Yunus, and it's a very good opportunity for everyone that you are here, and we have a global platform for this presentation now. So I'm handing over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the invitation. And it's really, really a great pleasure for me to be part of this international forum. Can you hear my voice and see my presentation slides?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. So again, I think what I'm going to say would perfectly fits in alignment with what already Dr. Sharma has mentioned in her excellent opening presentation. I will try to present about the patient engagement in pharmacovigilance, and also to highlight the importance of patient engagement or involvement, the challenges, and some future directions. I think most of us have already memorized the definition of pharmacovigilance, and that involves the detecting, assessing, understanding, and preventing adverse event or any other drug-related problems. So from this definition, we can understand that it is important. Pharmacovigilance is very important to ensure medication safety and effectiveness across different populations, including the patients. So, in that we can see that patient engagement is the current trend, and there is an increasing focus on involving patients to enhance the real-world safety and early detection of adverse event. Again, generally speaking, as what Dr. Sharma already mentioned, the healthcare system is moving away from the paternalistic model towards a more patient-centered model and shared decision-making model. And this, when I'm going to mention all in all my related slides, this will the trend is not only for the healthcare system, it's also for pharmacovigilance. So the trend in pharmacovigilance is to involve the patient, so it goes in alignment with what is occurring for the healthcare system in general. Again, this means that the healthcare system is evolving, as well as the digital health, as what Dr. Sharma also mentioned. Again, this goes for pharmacovigilance, which is also moving towards patient engagement, utilizing the artificial intelligence in alignment with the healthcare system. This is my disclaimer. My name is Manal Yunus, and I have nothing to declare, and I have no conflict of interest. Currently working with the Iraqi Ministry of Health as the director of the Iraqi Pharmacovigilance Center. Also, as what mentioned, I'm also an advisory board at the International Society of Pharmacovigilance and an executive committee member of the CIOMS. I have also an active LinkedIn account, and you can reach me also through my email, through my Gmail. Moving to the meaning of the word patient engagement or patient involvement, I think the best definition that I can show you is the one that the CIOMS Working Group 11 definition that worked on one big document, on one big guideline named patient involvement in the development, regulation, and safe use of medicines. And I was really it was a great pleasure for me to be part of this big working groups on this document. So the group thought that it would be much better to define what is the patient, what are the patient community, and then what is involvement, so that we can have a broader overview of the definition. So patient community means group of people who are not just taking the medicines. The term can also include patient organizations, patient families, patient carers, and patient representatives in various forums. All of these are said to make up the patient community. On the other hand, involvement or engagement are used interchangeably. So it means that there's an active and collaborative interaction between patients and other stakeholders, where decision-making is guided by patient contributions as partners, recognizing their unique perspectives, experiences, values, and expertise. So this is, you can see now what is the meaning of patient engagement. It is very big meaning. And in other words, we can say that there's an active participation of the patient, not only in reporting of adverse event, but also in providing real-world evidence and engaging in feedback mechanisms. And the whole objective for pharmacovigilance is to enhance the depth and relevance of pharmacovigilance data in this regards. And we have, of course, different, as I mentioned earlier, different types of patient engagement. Through the direct reporting, now many regulatory authorities allow patients to directly report adverse event through different portals, available portals. Also, many regulatory authorities have advisory roles for patients or patient organizations within the regulatory committees and allow them to be part of the regulatory decisions. Not to mention the feedback mechanisms that the patient could have also a role in through the ongoing communication and channels and with different relative parties involving the pharmacovigilance bodies. Now, why patient engagement important in pharmacovigilance? Because each patient has a unique perspective, and when experiencing the adverse events in real life context, often capturing what is missed in clinical trials settings. And also because it will improve the detection of signal detection. So direct reports can reveal, less common, delayed or unexpected side effect, and those who are not reported by the healthcare providers from different, angle. They will share with the regulators different angles other than those angles that the healthcare providers would share. Also, because safety data will be enhanced because they have different perspective from a broader representation that would help regulatory bodies make informed decisions on drug safety. We do have also, before going into this, so there are many advantages of patient engagement, if I can say it in another word. We can say that patient engagement will add detailed insight about the adverse events, severity, and impact on their daily life. Also through allowing them, this will allow, again, the real-time monitoring of a new drugs post-market release and faster identification of signals, uncovering patient reports events that may not be clinically documented, in addition to increased transparency and trust. Now, we do have challenges, of course, but these challenges are also opportunities. So, to mention a few of these challenges, many patients are unaware of the pharmacovigilance systems or how to report adverse events. And some other patients may doubt the significance of their reports, assuming they won't affect the safety decisions, not to mention the complex reporting systems or hard to access, discouraging the patient participations. Also, the last but not least challenge is that patients may be hesitant due to fear of data misuse or lack of confidentiality and issues with privacy and security. And on the other hand, some of the challenges that would pose to the pharmacovigilance system itself because of the patient's reports, some challenges with the volume of patient reports, like, for example, the reliability of patient information, also is another challenge for the pharmacovigilance system across the world. Moving to the strategies that we could use to enhance or increase patient engagement, for sure, education and awareness campaigns informing patients about the importance of their role in pharmacovigilance and how to report is a very important point. We mentioned that the complex reporting form and system is a challenge. So then we can move to more simplified reporting systems, implementing user-friendly reporting methods like mobile applications, hotlines, online portals. This would for certain support the patients to be part of the system. And some regulatory authorities have already, involved in this, like the med-safety application, the MHRA yellow card, and many other regulatory authorities. Now, the community engagement programs and working with patients' advocacy groups is important to build the trust and encourage reporting, because if you recall what was the definition of the patient involvement, it is not only the patient, it's everybody around the patients. Everyone who's around the patient also could be part of being the patient or patient supporter. Now, the feedback loops, using feedback loops, informing patients on how their reports are used, building transparency and the trust is also very crucial for such a powerful patient engagement. For the future directions, now, I think throughout this event will take 2 days, and through these 2 days, you would hear a lot about the use of artificial intelligence and pharmacovigilance and the importance of artificial intelligence and for opportunities. This will also apply for the role of patient engagement and the role of AI in enhancing patient engagement. So using AI to analyze the large volume of patient report data for trend detection and signal identification would be very crucial. Also, AI reduces the time needed to analyze the large databases, enabling quicker detection and responses to adverse event, leading to a better efficiency and speed as well, because we know that speed is important in pharmacovigilance. Using patient co-created models is a very important point, meaning involving patient in the design of the pharmacovigilance systems and safety assessment frameworks. We know that there are many efforts going on in the co-creation of healthcare system. So patients will be involved in co-creation of the whole healthcare system. This goes also for pharmacovigilance system. Social media monitoring and using patient input, post-marketing surveillance studies, adverse events. I think for long-term safety is also an important step in expanding to real-world evidence studies. To conclude, patient engagement and pharmacovigilance offer invaluable real-world insights, contributing to safer and more effective healthcare. And it is very essential to keep ongoing collaboration among regulators, healthcare providers, pharma industry, patients, and all relevant parties to enhance drug safety and efficacy. And my final note is that empowering patients to participate actively in pharmacovigilance strengthens the whole public health outcomes and builds a more transparent healthcare ecosystem. And with that, I would like to thank you all for your kind attention, and over to you, Doctor. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Very nice session and very informative for us also. Now I would like to request again, ma'am, to present a certificate of appreciation to Dr. Yunus.
Pratibha ma'am?
Pratibha ma'am?
Ma'am, please unmute ma'am.
Yes. Wonderful talk, Dr. Yunus.
Thank you.
And very well presented, and actually it gave us great insights and solutions as to how patient engagement can be done, and they're all practical ways of doing it. Thank you very much. It was a great talk. Thank you. So let's give her a big hand. Thank you. Global
Thank you so
Pharmacovigilance
much.
Congress appreciates you.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
all.
you, ma'am. So much.
Thank you, Dr. Shum.
Thank you. So it's a gentle reminder for all the audience to type questions. We have question and answer sessions at the end of this session. So our next speaker is Dr. Murthy. He's the professor and HOD, Department of Pharmacology, CDSIMER, Bangalore. And he's the founder president, Medical Pharmacologist Society. And he's having 23 years of experience, 13 in industry and 10 in medical colleges. Currently, his roles as he's presented many roles like pharmacovigilance coordinator, AMC member, managing editor, reviewer. And sir is having many awards and achievements. And now we welcome sir for this next session. So over to you, sir.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning and good evening, according to location. Hope you can see my slides. Can you
Yes,
confirm?
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, Dr. Chinmaya, and the organizing committee. And I also would like to thank Dr. Pratibha Madam, is our chairperson of the this session. I am very much privileged. We worked together for last 4 years. And so thank you so much, madam, for all the guidance what you have given for us. And
Thank you.
Now I would like to go ahead with the presentation. My The presentation is all about job opportunities and key skills required in pharmacovigilance. As all of us knows, like whatever we know said and done, it comes to the like what you are going to do after learning all this, that is job, right? And to get the job, you require skills. Okay, so you require skills and you require jobs. And finally, like now I would like to revolve around my talk. The next 15 minutes, I will try to talk about what are the job titles, compensation trends, technical guidelines, knowledge, skills required, and then some of the non-technical skills also important. That also I'll try to just give some gist about it. Job opportunities in pharmacovigilance, what are the various titles available, and a little bit details about their responsibilities, and conclude with my presentation. Generally, just to give you some highlight of what are the positions available, like at NC level, generally, case processing specialist, clinical trial, or it can be post-marketing case processing specialist, MEDRA coder, pharmacovigilance, safety analysis, reporting analysis.
Sir, pardon, sir, your slides are not visible, sir.
Not visible, not going forward.
No, sir.
So can I switch off my video? Is that visible now? Are they moving forward, or they're still?
Not seen, Shivamurthy.
Not yet
Oh.
seen.
Sir, you can share again, sir.
Okay,
Huh.
I can share.
Yes, now it is visible.
Now it is visible.
Yes, sir.
Just 1 minute. Let me optimize it.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Now it's
can you
okay.
see now?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. So I just finished this slide, like I just highlighted what are the contents of my presentation. I spoke about case processing specialist job. What are the job opportunities available? So job opportunities are available at the entry level, a fresher, and like case processing specialist, MEDRA coder, pharmacovigilance safety analyst, and local safety officer, clinical trials, project safety associate, and epidemiology safety associate. And then once you are successful at the entry level, you will be moved to the mid-level positions like drug safety pharmacovigilance scientist, and then PV reviewer, pharmacovigilance quality compliance officer, pharmacovigilance vendor management specialist, then signal management specialist, and safety compliance specialist. Then if you are successful further, you can move to senior level positions like drug safety pharmacovigilance manager, risk management manager, pediatric safety specialist, pharmacovigilance auditor, or pharmacovigilance inspection readiness officer, regulatory affairs specialist officer. Then, like some of the positions are open for doctors too, like, specialist safety or pharmacovigilance physician, and then medical safety scientist or specialist or reviewer, and then good pharmacovigilance practice manager, GCP specialist. Like this, like varieties of positions are available for the graduates of pharmacy, biotechnology, dental, and then even the medical doctors and specialists also. They can, especially most importantly, like, you require a lot of knowledge about the, pharmacovigilance practices and the guidelines, and also the soft skills, which I will be talking. Then, what will I get, out of all this? Okay, will I get sufficient salary? Definitely, you can get a lot of salary. At the initial level itself, you can start with 3.5 lakhs per annum in Indian rupees, and then you can go up to 25 to 45 lakhs at the middle level, and then the sky is the end. Like there is no limit for you. If you perform well, if you do well and manage the team, develop the ability to coordinate with the vendors and others, then you will get, so you can get even the senior director level, and so there is no limit for it. So hope I'm able to, you're able to see my slides. Yeah. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
thank you so much. Yeah, so what are the skills required? Like, a lot of skills are required, like, a lot of guidelines are available, like MEDRA coding can be common technical document requirements or international reporting forms, like as per the ICH, E2B or COMS 1, 2, 3, 4. So many, guidelines are there, core data sheets, benefits risk assessment sheets, the guidelines and practical issues in pharmacovigilance like COMS 5 and then COM 6 like clinical trial, data safety, related data evaluation and development of safety update reports. So like this, you will be challenged with so much of knowledge requirements, practical aspects of signal detection. And then similarly, like, you should have the knowledge about the ICH GCP guidelines also, because you will be dealing with the international clinical trial data or international product data. So like E2A, like clinical safety data management requirements, and then electronic reporting requirements like E2B and E2C, like periodic PBRER report preparation and contents requirements and post-approval safety data management, and then pharmacovigilance planning and risk management planning, development safety after DSUR development. So like this, like a lot of guidelines are you need to have the understanding about all these guidelines. Understanding and managing the clinical data is most important. You should have a complete hold on the definitions, standards, and criteria required, and differentiate between the serious and non-serious adverse events. And then electronic data reporting is very important. So then, periodic benefit risk evaluation reporting is also very important as the development happens, as the data is collected. So you need to keep on giving the data to regulatory agencies. So you should have good the communication skills and ability proficiencies in assessing and presenting the data, so that the regulators continue to validate your product and then allow them to continue in the market. Post-approval safety data management is again something most important, because it's not just getting the approval. So you need to continue to monitor the safety of the particular product in the market and keep on accumulating the data and give the and also assess the risk. Like you should plan well. Suppose sometimes there are safer drugs are there, then lesser regulations are required. If the drugs are riskier, then regulators ask you for various planning documents, like for post-marketing safety planning documents, risk assessment documents. And then again, you are fixed with some of the requirements like the developmental safety update reports and also post-marketing safety update reports. So according to all these guidelines, you are supposed to develop these documents and keep on updating, and you should have good understanding about the classification, MEDRA classification, WHO classification, especially like who drug list need to be you should be aware, and the classification of diseases, ICD, various international classification disease documents are there. That also you need to be aware. And then continuously you should update your knowledge, what is going on, and finally you should ensure that your knowledge is up to the standards and meet all the current requirements. So I'm just trying to skip all these slides because I think I have given to Chinmaya, Dr. Chinmaya. He will be able to share the document also, because because of the limitation of the time, I need to move ahead. So, but like I just gave you some of the important just about what are the important skills that are required as per the technical requirement. But it's also like like you cannot shy away from acquiring the non-technical skills or the soft skills like attention to details. So pharmacovigilance is such a subject that you need to present the data to the regulators very nicely. Proper analysis is required. Like because even causality, for that matter, if you are taking causality, even many doctors they find it difficult to come to a conclusion where what is the causality? Is it possible, probable, or is it serious, non-serious? What is this? Like because like your actions on the product, it depends upon the what you are presenting to the regulators. That's why it's important for you to have that analytical skills, attention to details, and also like as like it happened once. Like we were in DCGI office. At that time, like we had the people coming from outside, and when we are presenting, when they saw some of the cultural differences, they said that, you come next time. So, it's important for you to present well yourself, and also ensure that, cultural differences are there, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. Okay, so such things, you need to, and most importantly, communicate. Whatever you have, you should effectively able to project in front of the regulators, and it all can happen only when you have a good team, good collaboration, and you are with the people and have a good understanding among yourselves, so that you are able to present it to the regulators very effectively. And also, most importantly, like, sometimes, you will have to have the negative feedback from the regulators or someone else. At that time, you can't have the emotional outburst, or you should, plan well, so that, you will be able to control, or, you should know how to manage the, failures also. Okay, so time management is very important, organization skills, so most importantly, it's not like, if the drug is available throughout the country, you will be getting the safety data from everywhere. So you should, manage you should manage the team, manage your time, and organize well in such a way that, all the data flows in the organized manner, and you are able to, channelize it in the proper manner. Most importantly, that, you should have a, non-judgmental, it should be ethical judgment. You should have a ethical judgment, and the integrity of the data should be maintained, and you should not be biased towards, your company or anyone else. You should see if the risk is there for the patient, and sometime you will also become a patient. At that time, that risk is applicable for you also. So always, if you cannot take it, you cannot give it to, if you cannot take a particular risk on your own, then you should not give it to such risk to the others also. So like this, you should have a very important conversation with your stakeholder, and manage them and inform them what is the consequence of the risky, behavior of the drug. Okay, adaptability and flexibility. You should be flexible in your, to adapt the timings, or it can be like cultural differences, or, you should be able to quickly adjust the people, problem solving, and critical thinking. These are also very critical. In addition to it, since, the change is permanent. Okay, so there is nothing, permanent. Change is permanent. So you should continue to learn, continue to update yourself, continue to gather more information. So in that way, you will be able to make up yourself to stay in the organization, stay in the market. So you should be able to project yourself better. So in that way, I think, entry level responsibilities and all, I think, now you can see that a lot of analysis of the data is required, generate the trend reports, and manage the safety dashboards. So especially pharmacovigilance, safety and analytics, reporting analysts, specialists, and associates, all these responsibilities will be managed, and they will be supporting the development of DSUR, PSUR, and safety reports, regulatory updates. And then you will be supporting as a safety officer, you will also be, supporting collect and report adverse drug reactions, and you will also need to be, as a local safety officer, you should also be aware of the local regulatory requirements. If you are in India, you should be able to manage the India requirements. If it is international, you should be, likewise, you should be able to, accordingly, like case processing specialist, it can be clinical trial or post-marketing. So similar responsibilities, what I just mentioned to you. In addition to it, you will have to, perform some quality check, ensure data accuracy, submit to the regulatory authorities as for the, compliance. And MedDRA coders play a very important role, ensure that the data integrity is maintained, and this MedDRA coding will help you to identify which are the common symptoms or signs or diseases, like signal detection, analysis. So it's very important. And WHO coding again, drug coding, that is also very important. That will help you which drug is causing that particular, adverse drug reaction. Similarly, like entry-level positions, various entry-level positions are there. In the interest of time, I'll be moving out, because, what is happening, most of the content what I'm discussing, so they will be revolving around the similar responsibilities. But as you keep on growing in the next level, you will be able to manage the, kappa, like, so implement the corrective and preventive actions or quality issues. So, sir, as you grow up the ladder, you will start managing the people, conduct TV compliance monitoring, perform internal audits, prepare regulatory inspections like this. Essentially you will start going. And if you are, the coordinator with the vendor, then vendor management responsibility will comes in, and then signal. So once you become the next level positions, then you will get into signal management, analysis, and maintain the signal documents and communicate with the regulators, safety compliance officers, like, so they will be ensuring the SOPs and audit summaries are maintained, regulatory submissions are happening timely, and serious adverse drug reaction timelines are managed on time. So then, so you will, as a manager, you will have, bunch of people, maybe 30, 40, 50. So based on your, company profile, so the responsibility will keep on increasing, risk management planning also required, and then periodic reporting safety like PSUR, PBRER, DSUR. You need to collect, coordinate with the various team members and collect all these, and then keep on giving it to the regulatories. So like this, senior levels, as you go to the senior levels, you will have to, manage the big functions, like, as a functional head, you will have to manage the managers will manage the middle managers, team managers, or then further you will have, hello. So further you will have additional responsibilities like this. So expert physicians will support the other team members, like by reviewing all the activities what the others are doing. So they will review and ensure that the data integrity is there, or the selections of the whatever the like safety issues are identified. So they will make the decisions basically on all these aspects. So with this, I would like to, conclude. With this, I would like to conclude pharmacovigilance is crucial for ensuring safety and efficacy management within the healthcare systems. The roles of various stakeholders like pharmaceutical company, regulatory authorities, healthcare professionals, patients, everyone is very important, and we need to keep an eye on all these and ensure that everyone is taken care. Reinforce the importance of the patient centric approach. It's very important for us to do the patient-centric approach. So it's very important that, all the pharmacy graduates, healthcare workers, are studying pharmacy, everyone, all the professionals should own the responsibility and ensure the safer medicines are there in the market. And then, so we should keep on developing the newer opportunities and keep on innovating digital health, real world evidence, and global organization. And we should foster the collaboration with the various countries, and we should acknowledge all the people who are supporting the development of safer medications. And so most importantly, we should be responsible for what we are doing by transparency and ethical approach. And if you are doing good, there is no death for the job. You will be in demand. Pharmacovigilance is not just a job. It's more commitment to the patient safety and a healthier world. So that is what is the most important for us. And let us all be vigilant, proactive, and committed to our roles, and ensure that we all do our job efficiently. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to talk about the job opportunities and the skills required. Due to the time availability, I need to wind up in a hurry, but we can I will share the PPT with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Pratibha ma'am, please present a certificate of appreciation to Shivmurthy sir.
Thank you, Shivmurthy. That was very insightful talk.
Yes. Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you.
It's very nice that I again see you here.
Yes. Yes. So here, thank you. Here is a certificate of appreciation from Global Pharmacovigilance Congress. Thank you. Very well done.
Thank you so much.
Great insights about technical and non-technical skills required. Thanks.
Now this is the question and answer session. So we have 3 questions, and I also I'm requesting all the audience, if you have any questions, please type in the chat box so that we can take questions. So first question is how to ensure the security of the confidential patient data in pharmacovigilance that's used by AI in future, and has this has been happened or not yet? So this question is how to ensure the security of the confidential patient data in pharmacovigilance. So I request any of the speaker can give answer to this question.
Ma'am, we have one session of Dr. Amit tomorrow. So he will be discussing about this confidentiality and all privacy of the data and everything. So
Okay, sir.
hopefully at the end of the event, the answer will be addressed.
And sir, do we continue the question and answer session, or we can go for the next?
We'll have a 1 minute break, and then we will move with another speaker. So I'll just share the video that I had played earlier before the
Yes.
start of the event. So just a minute.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, just relax for 1 minute, and we'll start with another session. Thank you,
Okay.
thank you, Pratya ma'am. Thank you, Manal ma'am, and Shivamurthy sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was nice seeing all of you. In fact, like it's already last 1 year back we met.
So moving to the second session, Dr. Liana Kassan, she will be the moderator for next three speakers. Yes, Dr. Liana, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Nice to meet all of you. Thanks for joining this great event. I would like to present in 2 words myself. I'm Liana Kassan. I'm located in Armenia, in Yerevan. I'm PV professional and medical doctor, and I'm running my own company. It's called ETL Pharmacovigilance Center. This is briefly about myself. Also, before starting, I would like to have 2 reminders. The first to the audience, just to mute your microphones, please, not to disturb the process. And the second reminder is to speakers to keep these 15 minutes, please, to be on time and to move forward, keeping timeline. Thank you very much. Now I would like to present the chairperson, Dr. Roger Ramani, MD pharmacologist, controller of examinations of Odisha University of Health Sciences, Bhubaneswar. And moving forward, I would like to present the first speaker for this session, Greg Mitchell, CEO at PV.app from Singapore. Brief introduction. He is the leader of PV.app, a cutting-edge startup focused on revolutionizing pharmacovigilance through AI software solutions. Greg has led the development of e-clinical platform, ERP system, and mobile apps that enhance business efficiency and effectiveness. managed global pharmacovigilance setups for high-profile projects, including the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. Greg brings a unique approach to software development, striving to align technological advancement with the needs of the pharma, CRO, and biotech industries. Giving the floor to Greg to start the speech. Thank you very much and welcome, Greg.
Thank you, Leon. It's so wonderful to see all of you here. Thank you all, and many of you I know like in person, and many of you I will know in person in the nearest future. I believe this is a close pharmacovigilance world, and yeah, let me share my screen because yeah, there to check is everything is aligned. Do you hear me well, right?
Yes.
Okay, you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see it.
Great. So we have not like much time for now. I hope to be in time. So I wanted to just touch a bit about the costs here and maybe to show you the little glimpse of different technological solutions that can help you like from the day zero to optimize your work, to make everything more aligned, to, you know, to leave that burden in somewhere in the past. So quickly about the agenda, we'll talk about the current costs, about some solutions and few examples, about AI, because this is, yeah, it's a buzzword, but it's also a promising technology, especially in pharmacovigilance and case processing. A bit about the global outreach in the different global markets and the benefits and actually the industry results in here. So yeah, since we work in something eternal here, this is the you know, the eternal sign how any case here is processed. It usually requires a lot of time, and it's usually then time means money, and time means that you could spend it on something better, but you have to stick with the process, and we can't avoid any step here, starting from the very early case intake and patient support programs or MICC technologies when you just heard something, and then to the very final signal management, identifying the signal and actually saving lives in the large populations. But here's the problem: like this is, you know, all of you know, it's a lot of manual work. This is a lot of stuff to do. This is a lot of complications, especially when there's a project with a lot of stuff, a lot of trade names, a lot of cases processed. It's might be a very big issue when you're outsourcing the cases from all of the world, from the different sources with some not cleaned well data. So it gets to the high costs on that. We are always limited on the personnel. We have a quality issues, and actually what we do is that not something that's adds value here or adds the benefits. It's just fulfilling the standard, fulfilling the minimal standards. So I believe it's abused expertise of all of us to stick on some simple things that needs to be automated. A few numbers here and the cost of processing of one case is about 335 United States dollars. It includes all the expenses in there. So it's a very, very big number. The number of cases is raising like yearly, and you see this is better diagnostics and better identifying of the safety cases. The more countries inside the PV process now, and actually there's a direct cost for the pharmaceutical companies and fines because again, everyone is overburdened and like not satisfying with the deadlines. Of course, we can do that with the solution to reduce this workload, reduce the costs, and process that number of cases with the AI solutions and data platforms, and actually fulfill all the deadlines. It should be the past here. The solution actually is not like some words, and you'll see in a few slides from here, the PV process has a great potential for automation, and we can reduce the budget with the like quick solutions that single solution, single endpoint, so you can just quickly from the day zero optimize your work in certain matter of costs. You can enforce quality from the day zero with the proper data validation from the very intake, and then you can go into the actually focus on something better, like analyzing the outcomes from the artificial intelligence, improve the tool that will help you in future, and actually making your work is more pleasurable here. So just like us to start from scratch, that any solution, any IT solution here just requires simple steps. If you're still working in spreadsheets, it's easy to switch your process on something new, including the new buzzwords and AI solutions. First, you have a vendor assessment and all the quality assessments there. Then you have to have a training. Anyone in any solution here should have a training, so you will be aware how to work that and how to make actually the user acceptance testing that it works properly. Then you do the user acceptance testing. This is like 1 or 2 hours of your time. Training is also should be 1 or 2 hours of your time. About vendor assessment, maybe it takes a bit more, but it depends on the company. And then after the user acceptance testing, it goes to the production use. So again, the use cases is different. Production use might be related to some integrations, import and migrations. Then you go to the case analysis, case assessment. Then you go to the reporting. But you can start work right after the production use start to work, so you can process the spontaneous cases easily to reduce your work at least on that, and focus, for example, for the preparation for the post-marketing safety studies, or analyzing the signals from your database. So you can start like directly just after 2-3 weeks for any solution. I mean, I hope, of course, I'm talking from myself, but it should be the aim that everyone should be satisfied, especially in such desert field like pharmacovigilance. So let me just point a bit about how to validate, how to do the user acceptance testing in such thin and questionable thing like the AI. So the common approach that almost all companies now satisfy, this is like when you do the some data inputs, some AI processing, that on different parts of the story, can be different part of the case processing. Then it goes with the human-based QC. All in all, your process in pharmacovigilance should have QC, right? So it should be more precise, but it's still the same step. So it's not ruining your usual process. And then that will be output. So this is just reviewing the results of the AI. So this will be okay for the regulatory processes to adopt that approach in your company, in your work. The another more automated way is to divide your work, divide the scope of the work on the 2 parts. One is the human process, one is the totally AI process. So it will be more autonomous processing, and it reduces much more work because it even don't require QC. But of course, the thing we need to here to implement and actually control is the error rate, and compare that with the human base rate. So you're reducing the very part of your work on the AI with the total autonomous approach. Of course, due to pharmacovigilance regulations, you will all know will have to do the QC, what it will be more generalized. And again, this reduces your work. I mean, if you have like many cases processing, I mean, yeah, it will definitely save your time. And yeah. So on one example, what is the AI here can be implemented. This is that I show on our presentations. This is the summarization, for example, of verbatim terms here. So we have some kind of the report with a long text. You need like 15 minutes at least if you're a professional to read that and understand what's going on and start fulfilling any kind of form or whatever. So it will be in 1 second dispersed into the form, into the population, all these reactions, what's inside the case narrative or email or the phone call, and it will be just needed for you to satisfy with with your QC and check that everything is pretty well okay. But yeah, the more you will use these tools, you'll understand it's pretty common, and it's quite simple to understand. Another is about to find out the right indication here. For example, you have again text, you have at least 15 minutes for, I mean, new buys here, it might require more time. And imagine that it's only one case and you have 20 more for this day today, right? So of course, this solution will help you to, again, understand which kind of drugs inside the message, which indications associated with this drugs, and that case narrative, that process case narrative will be fulfilled already. So it simplifies your work from the day zero. So another great technical advancement that I understood that not many consultancies, companies, professionals know that actually the global outreach, we are working in a global situation when there is a pharmacovigilance. It's not about one country, it's about the scope of the countries related to the different parties here, different regulatories. So global outreach is pretty easy. It's everything is quite connected in pharmacovigilance. So PV as a CRO or consultancy can be connected with other vendors or distributors from the sponsor side and process that data like from different sources and process them to the different regulatories whenever wherever the sponsor requires that. So it can be like cases from Singapore distributed from China and if the distributor is in other places, and then it can be Japan and distributed to the different scopes, and everything can be connected with the databases. And it goes to, of course, the India that will process to the different regulatories from the one point, and everything will be compliant because compliance across the different countries is like much cheaper with the global solution. This reduces the integration cost, it reduces the validation cost, and it reduces the reconciliation cost because everything is here. And of course, report to the home regulatory like DISCO. Let's go with the most interesting part here. I just understood that we need to stick with this number. This is because we can, of course, we've seen some articles about when one or two like resources calculated that AI like optimizes your efficiency 90%, 99%, 100 million %, whatever. But you see them like dispersed along from the news. So we have collapsed like different sources about different approaches, about different measurements in how tech, not only about the AI, and more about the different technical implementations here, can actually satisfy with the process and optimizations. As we see the most average number for the cost optimization, like direct money, this is 45%. Yeah, maybe not 90. Yeah, I hope so. We'll find something more here. All in all, the cost optimization is not the final goal. We also need some money in the business, right? And efficiency improvement. I mean, like how many effort you need to put to make the same thing. It's like raises about 58%. It's huge. It's like less work to do the same. And the most important that I wanted to mention here, it's maybe not obvious, this is accuracy. The AI technologies and the other tech, it improves accuracy of your work. Yeah, maybe not directly connected with the cost optimization, but this is about 90% more. Like when you have a overburnt personnel, when you have a lot of cases to process, all the tech, all the AI technologies just helps you to fulfill the basic level of the accuracy and actually be in line with the term that we're doing, the scientific correctness with the pharmacovigilance outcomes and actually decision making on certain medication drug and actually the business and pharmaceuticals and patient health. So yeah. I hope I'm in time because I just a bit lost track of time. Yeah,
you still have 2 minutes.
Great. Okay. Yeah, we're ready for the questions. Yeah, so feel free to join my LinkedIn. Yeah, so my contacts is here, and ready for questions and the questionnaire sessions ready to go.
Thank you very much. This is really great presentation with the real trend to introduce this AI into the pharmacovigilance. This is so important for reducing cost, for increasing efficiency. This is the real support to all PV specialists to have AI tools at their everyday activities. Thank you so much, Greg. I'm giving the floor to the chairperson, Dr. Rojaj, to present the certificate of appreciation to our respected speaker. Please, thank you.
Ma'am, please unmute, ma'am.
You're on mute.
Good afternoon, everyone. Greg, that was great, really great. How to balance the AI with the manual pharmacovigilance inputs, 50-50%. That was nicely explained with example.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a more approaches actually, but yeah, we need. Oh my God, so
Yes,
it's so
the
beautiful
time is
effect.
very short.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I will
Thank
be
you so
waiting that on
much.
email. I will be waiting on email. I forgot to make a screenshot, but I will make a screenshot with you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Reminding to put your questions in the chat and going forward to the next presenter, next speaker, Carla Lucana, PV analyst at Concomerco, Lima, Peru. Apologize if my pronunciation is not so good. So topic is use of artificial intelligence in pharmacovigilance processes. Brief introduction, Carla Lucana, pharmaceutical chemist with experience in pharmacovigilance, project management, and regulatory affairs in the pharmaceutical industry. She has international experience working in the pharmaceutical field in Peru and France. Member of the Institutional Image Committee of the Peruvian College of Pharmacists and a member of an International Society of Pharmacovigilance, ISOP. She is currently a pharmacovigilance analyst at Concomerco, consulting company specialized in pharmacovigilance in Lima, Peru, and is pursuing a master's degree in pharmacovigilance and pharmacoepidemiology at the University of Bordeaux through the EU2P program. Dear Carla, I'm passing the floor to you to start your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And good morning to everyone. I will search. Just let me know if you can see my presentation, please.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So thank you so much for the invitation. The previous talk was really interesting. I hope to mine also. So I will talk about the use of artificial intelligence in pharmacovigilance processes. So first, we have to know what is artificial intelligence and what do we know for now. So AI is a branch of computer science. Also, AI system contains a database of facts and uses of algorithms to make them simulate human behavior. So this is the aim of AI. Also, these algorithms are able to read text and recognize patterns. And the use of AI tools processes data very quickly. Speed up calculations that were previously not feasible to saving science time and money. And this is really important to recall. And what is the use of AI in pharmacovigilance processes? Well, there are so many processes that we can know that AI could help us as pharmacovigilance researcher professionals. One of them is the monitoring of scientific literature. This process can take time for a lot of health professionals that are involved in pharmacovigilance. So AI use techniques like the natural language processing, NLP, and it involves OCR, that this is the extract of text from pictures, for example, and the text meaning that involves also KNN, which is the K nearest neighbor, and the tokenization of the text. And using these techniques, AI could analyze a large volume of understructured data that maybe we can find it in medical journals or a scientific publication or so many articles. And the benefit for this process is that it allows us to identify patterns and support drug safety monitoring. And also, we spend less time in making this activity. Another process in which AI could help us is the identification of adverse events. And the techniques are NLP, not that it's a field of the machine, that is a field that involves machine learning and text meaning. And by this, AI can extract ADR and track interaction data for multiple sources, detect trends, predict ADRs using real-world data, and links data sets for comprehensive analysis. So in this process, it can verify pharmacovigilance processes by automating ADR reporting and improving tracking of rare or unexpected events. Another process that is really important is the predict risk of risk analysis. The techniques used by AI is also the NLP, using machine learning models, and also in this process, advanced algorithms are used and pass data sets. And analysis, it's also to give us, and it also uses the real data from electronic medical records by patient-reported data and pharmacovigilance databases to predict the risk of adverse reactions. And the benefit is to improve drug safety by allowing a proactive risk minimization strategies. So in that way, AI can help us in this process. And well, over here I led on source, and in that source also we can find that another process that AI could be into is the automatic execution of case report entry and processing, which utilize the same techniques as the identification of adverse events, and also the prediction and prevention of adverse events through specific models using real-world data. Now, in this case also, the technique of NLP is involved. So these are some examples of the processes where AI could be into and that can help us to automatize the time and also to reduce and to improve also our time doing these activities into pharmacovigilance and mostly in the industry. So over here, I show you some applications that are using AI and for pharmacovigilance. One of them is MedWatcher, and this is an application made by FDI. And FDI said that it hopes that MedWatcher will help the public better monitoring and is associated with medical devices, drug and vaccines. No? And also it uses AI techniques. Another application that uses AI in pharmacovigilance is IQVIA AI Tracker. It uses natural languages processing like NLP to automatically flag potential adverse events in unstructured data. And some also use AI to automate adverse events case review processes, prioritizing cases according to their urgency. And I'm proud to say also that ConcoSafe AI is an application developed by Concomerco, which is the company where I work, that is specialized in monitoring scientific literature using AI algorithm. So in Concomerco, we worked in this project, and also because we saw that there were a necessity of processing a lot of data from medical journals. And in this application, we use a lot of journals, and we have a database where by this platform, we can spend less time reviewing medical journals. And we also are able to detect any adverse reaction that we can find there. Over here, I will show you a little bit more. And this is the platform that we developed in my company, Concomerco, the company where I work. And over here, we can search the drug that we would like to know. And as you can see, I wrote semaglutide, and I found this article published this year by the magazine Peruvian Journal of Gastroenterology. And well, we found several gastropharesis associated with use of GLP-1 receptor agonists for weight loss. Over here, we have the summary of the abstract and the insight that we implemented. And this is for let us know better what is the drug reaction involved or the adverse reaction. And for example, here in the insight we have patient. No, this is a 69 years old woman. The medication involves semaglutide. The adverse reaction or adverse event is the severe gastropharesis, abdominal pain, and refractory oral intolerance. So, for example, in Peru, we have to analyze more than 45 medical journals every month. So, by having this platform, where we use AI, it's really quickly to make this process and also to spend less time making the activity. By now we have 3 countries involved. We have Peru, we have medical journals from Colombia and medical journals from Mexico. We are looking for have a bigger database involved so many countries around the world. But for now, we are starting with Colombia, Mexico, and Peru. And over here, I left the link. So in that way, if you would like to try it, you can use it. It's free. It's free for 1 month to try it. And also we have a GPT. And this is Concosafe IA. We have our GPT, which is free, and also we are develop this to make it like kind of an assistant for us, and we can make them so many questions about pharmacovigilance, and we hope also that it could involve so many regulations. For now, the database of Concosafe from GPT have guidelines from Latin America, from countries from Latin America. In that way, we can ask to these GPTs so many questions about the regulations, for example, in Peru, in Colombia, Mexico, and also in Ecuador, and so many Latin American countries, in order to get information that are like with so many percentage of confidence. If you would like to try it also, it's free. It's free for everyone that is looking for information about regulations in pharmacovigilance. All you have to do is to go to ChatGPT, explore GPT, and write Concosafe ES. So you can ask the question that you would like to know about regulation or about any issue in pharmacovigilance. So that's it. Thank you for your attention, and you can contact me if you have any question about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carla. Another great presentation about artificial intelligence in pharmacovigilance. I'm really impressed by this ChatGPT dedicated truly, purely to the pharmacovigilance. So after this event, I will try to use this. This is really very impressive. Thank you so much. I will give the floor to the chairperson to present certificate of appreciation to our great speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Dr. Roja. Are you with us?
Yes, I'm there. Okay,
you.
thank you so much, Lucana. That was a nice presentation, and really, I will also take advantage of that free chat GPT, Concosafe. IA ChatGPT. Thank you so much for the
Thank you.
information.
Thank you so
And
much.
here's your certificate of appreciation.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much for the invitation.
Thank you very much. Let's go forward. By the way, we have questions in the chat, but we will preserve them till the end to be answered during question and answer session. But now I will present the next speaker. Dr. Nomura Kaori, Associate Professor at Fukushima Medical University from Japan. Topic for today's presentation is overview of Japanese regulatory system. Brief introduction. Nomura has been worked as an associate professor at Fukushima Medical University. Until April 2022, she was the Chief of Pharmaceutical Affairs Office at the Japan Medical Association for about 10 years. Prior to that, she was involved in pharmacoepidemiology and risk communication at a non-profit organization. Her growing interest in pharmacovigilance started when Nomura was committed to the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare in 2001 and 2002 for drug safety, and led to subsequent activities at Pharmaceuticals and Medical Devices Agency, including ICSR review, risk minimization, and database management. All were relevant to her role of ICH E2B reporter, M5, and MEDRA expert. Nomura has a license of pharmacist in Japan, MPH certified from University of Liverpool, and PhD diploma the GK University School of Medicine. Welcome, Nomura. Thanks for joining our event, and thanks for preparing the presentation for today's talk. Giving the floor to you. Thank you.
Thank you for kind introduction. Can you hear me? Oh, okay?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. So now I share slides. Can you see? Yeah,
yes,
screen?
all is good. Yes.
Okay, good. Yes, I'm Kaori Nomura, talking from Japan, and I really appreciate this opportunity to share my presentation with you today. And yes, thank you for having me. And today I'd like to introduce Japanese regulatory system for pharmacovigilance, especially post-marketing safety, briefly. And I hope to provide with you some valuable insights, because I think not many people do not know Japanese system, and this is Shirai on this screen. So at first, I'd like to talk about who is responsible for pharmacovigilance. In Japan, there is the Ministry of Health, Labor, Welfare, and there's a Pharmaceuticals and Medical Devices Agency. There are two key organizations, and MHLW oversees health policy and regulatory frameworks, ensuring public health protection, and sometimes it imposes penalties. PMDA, under MHLW's guidance, conducts scientific evaluations for approvals, and safety monitoring for pharmaceuticals and medical devices. But approval decision making is made by MHLW. PMDA is evaluation, like EMEA evaluates, and then the EU Commission approves for this for marketing approval. So PMDA matters practices and mainly the company talk with PMDA. And I'm happy to present this news. The PMDA Asia office recently opened in Thailand, Bangkok, just a few months ago. As it is the first overseas office of the PMDA. PMDA has been working to improve and harmonize regulatory standards such as ICH and other frameworks in APEC and in Asia activities. In addition to that, for regulatory authorities, supports research and the development of compliance with Japanese regulations. So let's move to post-marketing topics. The post-marketing phase, as you know, vigilance activities involved 4 key parties: regulatory authorities, pharmaceutical companies, MAH, marketing authorization holders, and healthcare professionals, providers, and patients. Japan receives annual reports from patients, but the number is small, let's say 1,000 or 2,000 a year. The number of AGR cases per year from healthcare professionals is about 6,000 to 7,000 for drugs, and 3,000 to 4,000 for vaccines during these 5 years. MAH's domestic reports over 60,000 per year these years. And although, you know, we previously the patient engagement, I forgot who, but some talk about patient engagement is very important, but currently there is still no atmosphere in Japan for patient engagement in pharmacovigilance. Also, on the other hand, you know, the discussions on patient involvement in drug development are gaining momentum. So talk about MAHs and regulators. Pharmacovigilance, namely post-marketing surveillance, complements clinical trials by monitoring drug safety and effectiveness in real-world settings. It identifies rare or long-term adverse reactions, examines drug interactions, and evaluates diverse patient populations who are not represented in trials. And PMS also assesses off-label use, real-world compliance, and the usage patterns. Unlike controlled trial environments, it detects expected safety signals and provides good data for optimizing drug use. So, sorry, I cannot move the slides. Sorry. Try again.
Yes, please. Yeah, no problem. Don't worry.
Can you see?
Not yet. Possibly still coming. Yes, we can see it now.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem.
Thank you for patience. So Japanese is basically compliant with ICH guidelines. This is just an example of reporting timelines for post-marketing. The harmonized for post-marketing, as presented before, there is guidelines, and especially these three are relevant to post-marketing. And however, Japan we have some modification or additional requirements for MAH. This EPPV is one of them. So what is EPPV? It's early phase post-marketing vigilance. Safety problems often arise shortly after a drug is launched. So the early phase of post-marketing is important. So EPPV aims to promote proper use of new drugs and to detect serious ADLs earlier, to take safety measures quickly. For protection, for protecting the patients from unnecessary harm. This slide shows how it works. Key activities include providing information before the drug is delivered to medical institutions. Then collecting data, collecting and analyzing adverse event reports from healthcare professionals and patients. Monitoring drug use in real-world settings and reporting suspicious adverse events appropriately to the PMDA. So this EPPB is the activities by MAH. And companies also may conduct specific post-marketing studies. The EPPB is adequately planned and included in the risk management plan that I talk later. These efforts help detect rare or long-term adverse effects, assess drug interactions, and refine usage guidelines to enhance patient safety and public health. This graph is old, but you can see how dramatically the number of detected adverse events changed before and after EPPV, introducing EPPV. And also similar scheme has been introduced in the EMEA and UK. Here's the European Medicines Agency Black Triangle scheme. EMA introduced the Black Triangle scheme for additional monitoring in 2013. And also UK implemented this symbol. the blood triangle is an important marker for healthcare professionals and patients, encouraging them to report any suspected adverse reactions, which helps in enhancing the overall safety monitoring of these medicines. And this slide shows other activities the companies need to know. The RIP and the GPSP. So this re-examination is the time of review. Time of reviewing effectiveness and safety, benefit and risk of drugs to reconfirm the marketing continued. To RNP, you may know this, the EMA introduced this RNP first, and Japan referred to it, but developed Japan's own RNP system. So the basic idea is same and follows ICH-E was pharmacovigilance planning. Therefore, this plan would include pharmacoepidemiologic studies and registries and so on. And this is PMDA's original project, MIHARI, called MIHARI, Medical Information for Risk Assessment Initiative. The PMDA launched this MIHARI project in 2009 to enhance drug safety monitoring. This is a sort of PMDA's additional monitoring. MIHARI utilizes real-world data, healthcare data to detect and assess adverse events, adverse drug reactions. This proactive surveillance system enables the PMDA to identify potential safety issues earlier to improving public health through timely risk management. And I say here MidNet. And this MidNet is another unique project collecting real-world data from medical settings. MidNet integrates electronic health records from multiple hospitals, currently over 10 hospital groups, allowing the PMDA to detect adverse drug reactions and assess drug safety more efficiently. This enhances post-marketing surveillance, supporting proactive and evidence-based regulatory decisions to improve public health. The MidNet is also available for companies and researchers, and also PMDA. On the PMDA website, you will find the English brochure. So I think the PMDA would like to offer foreign companies or researchers to try to use it. And also, this is traditional signal detection using RCRs. And PMDA also launched for internal activities since 2008. And I enjoyed the previous presentations about automation and artificial intelligence. Very interesting. And the PMDA is still not to work with artificial AIs. but a few months ago, I was talking with my former colleagues who currently heads the safety of division at the PMDA, and he has a great interest on use of AI in PMDA's workflow. So I think the PMDAs will also use and present or inform more advanced technologies using the AI. So I also there is much more I'd like to share, but we are limited by time, so I will end here and thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very much for this great presentation. It's about regulatory and reporting. This is the most important part in the pharmacovigilance and activities. Thanks for presenting this early phase pharmacovigilance system from Japan and highlighting this black triangle and all other topics you just presented. It was really great. I'm giving the floor to Chairperson, to Dr. Roja, to present the certification of appreciation to our speaker. Please.
Thank you, Laina. And really, Nomura's briefing on about the Japanese regulatory system of post-marketing drug safety was interesting. The concept of early phase post-marketing vigilance really will be beneficial for early risk assessment. And what about that re-examination and re-evaluation? Can you elaborate more on that?
Sorry, could you please speak again?
That re-evaluation and re-examination, how do you conduct that part?
That's like the examination is like submit as a company submit a document like similar to let me see, to gain approval, but update. But that document includes just updated information the company received in post-marketing, mainly safety information.
Nice. Thank you so much. And Laina, can we have the certificate?
Dr. Chinmaya, please.
Yes, ma'am.
And Nomura,
congratulations.
Your certificate of appreciation. Congratulations. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nomura. So we have many questions in the chat box.
Yes, we have questions. Let's see.
Yes.
Yeah, how we can deal. Should I just read these questions for the answers now, or we can put it at the end? Just
no, we have time, 5 minutes, so we can take at least 1 or 2 questions. And
okay.
Greg, he asked one question. What does mean by precision 49.96%? It is for Carla. Hey, it is for Carla. She has presented something, right?
I think so. Carla, are you with us?
Carla.
Yes, I am here. I was writing a message to Greg.
The question, Dr. Chinmaya just read the question there. It was, I guess, after your presentation. Dr. Chinmaya, can you repeat the question from the chat.
She has presented something about the literature screening, and the data shows around 49.96% with precision data, something it is written.
Yes,
Means
question is coming from Greg Mitchell. What does mean precision of 49.96%? Yeah, this was the question.
if you can elaborate it, if she can elaborate it a little bit, it would be good.
So this is about the literature cases. I mean, when we search the information there, so this is the like precision is matters because there's a tons of different like not related to ICSR, not related to generally to the things we do, and the precision here is matters. So my question was like the precision, what the precision means, like in the example you showed, if you like.
Dr. Carla, could you please try to address this?
No, yes. Well, about the precision, Concosafe is now in, well, this is a weak AI, okay, and it's just have all data from the medical journals that we have added to the database of the app. But as we know, for medical issues, we have to have more than 90% of precision to have confidence and to have more confidence results. But now this is a platform that is in investigation. We are making some studies to make it more precision, and also to see also how is the use of professionals that will use it. So for now, it's in that stage of the presentation, and well,
thank you.
That's all that
Thank
I
you,
can say,
Carla.
Greg.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It seems Greg is satisfied by your answer. Thank you very much. Can we go to the other question? It's about what initiatives need to be taken, especially for pharmacovigilance professionals in using and understanding AI technologies. Who would wish to just try to answer this from the speakers, just for 1-2 minutes, please? What initiatives needs to be taken, especially for PV professionals in using and understanding AI technologies? Please, giving the floor to the speakers.
Hello, I'm Kari speaking. May I?
Yes, please.
Just
Sure.
one. I think my opinion is that AI is just one of the two, like smartphone and PCs and just and so on. So every tool has advantages and limitations, So we need to be conscious about it. It can generate errors or mistake. So therefore, we may make mistakes and so on. So and I try just see how we can use and how can integrate any advanced technologies.
Okay,
thank you very much. Thank you. It seems we should go
I think
forward.
for this we need, yes, I think for this we need help of Mr. Greg, so he can help us in designing some tools, AI tools. Right, Greg?
Yeah. I believe this is the main initiative to make actually more courses, the direct connection from the tech people and the pharmacovigilance, I mean, generally the pharmaceutical industry, because this is like two groups of people, each of this group talking about on its language without any kind of translation, right? And we're sending some documents to each other. And it's like sending documents without one document that will be accepted and actually understood by both of groups. So IT and actually the like any kind of tech groups will understand the what's the like limitations and what's the accuracy level, what should be done and what should not be done in a certain proper, and how to explain that. And from the industry side is to actually put some time, actually get into the, I mean, 20, 30 years ago, there was no mobile phones, right? Now we have that all mobile phones. It's technology that is widely adopted and nobody questioned that. The same will be with AI. That will be technology that will be widely adopted. Anyone on the person, anyone on the street understand what's AI in some certain of matter. And we as the industry professionals will, of course, understand this technology in our field and will use like a computer nowadays, right?
Right.
We hope to make more
To
initiative in that.
summarize this, maybe the closely collaboration between IT specialists working on AI and PV professionals is just for the benefit overall.
Just spend time. Just spend a little time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Right. So moving to our next session, we'll take 1 minute break and then we'll move to our next session, and where Dr. Jyoti Karade, she will moderate the session. So please
Thank you,
stay with
Chinmay.
us, and yes,
Thank you, Chinmay,
thank you
for
so much,
inviting me.
Radha ma'am. Yes,
And
thank you
nice
so
to see
much.
you after a long time. Thank you, and keep growing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liana. Thank you, Chinmay.
Thank you.
Hopefully you enjoyed this small video, right? 1 minute video, short video. So moving to our next session, we are having Dr. Jyoti Karade with us, JJ moderator. So she will be the moderator for next session, and we have 3 speakers, Dr. Baji and other 2 speakers. So let's start with the next session. Yes, Dr. Jyoti, you can carry on.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Chinmay, for this opportunity. So, hello everyone. This is Dr. Jyoti. I'm working as a senior drug safety physician at Parexel, and with passion for drug safety, I'm truly honored to be guiding today's session. So, let's just make the most of this time by diving into the latest pharmacovigilance advancements and insights. So, before I begin, I would like to welcome the chairperson for this session, Dr. Subhrajyoti Bhaumik. Are you there with us?
He will be joining, I think. I will call him
Okay,
up.
okay, sure.
So continue.
Okay. So let's welcome our first speaker for the event, Dr. Ahmed Hegazi. Welcome, sir, this event. And just a second.
Thank you.
So I would like to introduce Dr. Ahmed Hegazi. He's a managing director of Pharmacovigilance in Dubai, UAE. He's a physician by education and holds a master's degree in pharmaceutical medicine. And he has done various certifications from universities from USA, UK. He's a member of the Royal College of Physicians, UK, and has done courses from Uppsala Monitoring Center as well. He had some scientific publications in international journals. He was invited as a speaker for hundreds of local, regional, and international events and on TV programs as well. He owns 28 years of wealthy experience in Pfizer and Merck in different functions. Currently, he's a consultant and service provider for pharmacovigilance and medical affairs. He's a managing director and owner of P Vigilant Health, which is a UAE-based company, and is a regional safety officer for Africa, Middle East for an international biopharma firm. He's a senior pharmacovigilance auditor for an international firm as well, and is a lecturer and trainer from some colleges and health authorities. A really impressive resume, Dr. Ahmed Hegazi. So I just welcome you for this event. Please continue, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jyoti. Thank you, really appreciate. And I would like to thank Dr. Shenmaya, all the advisors and moderators and speakers, and of course the audience. So can you hear me very well?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
And now can you see my first slide?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, so my talk now will not take so much from you, not more than 5 hours, so just bear with me. We'll talk about the Safety Data Exchange Agreement or Pharmacovigilance Agreements, and I would like to focus on a specific point for it that I call it, what's in it for me. So let us start by some insights or just a quick intro. As you know, the Safety Data Exchange Agreement or the Pharmacovigilance Agreements are between different stakeholders, could be between marketing authorization holder and manufacturer or distributor, licensing partner, service providers, or various parties, could be more than 2 parties. And usually we have what we can say phases for the Safety Data Exchange Agreement or PV agreement. So before having the creation of the PV agreement, we have the engagement of different stakeholders, the commercial, the legal, and they prepare the main agreement, while at the same time, there should be some sort of preparation and engagement of the PV team, like assessment questionnaire, due diligence, until we reach the phase 2, which is the creation of the pharmacovigilance agreement. There should be a template starting the draft negotiation until it will be finalized. And of course, internal stakeholders should be engaged within. And then after that, it will be implemented. And one of the important points of the implementation is to ensure that we have the oversight. So usually people, they have what is called oversight system, could be as simple as Excel, or could be a full system that we have oversight of the rules and responsibilities for each party. And if I am at a local level, I should know what are my rules and responsibilities. And of course, we need to make maintenance, like review cycle and update and so on. And of course, monitoring the compliance, not just by oversight, but could be by audit, by reports, by different means. And in the agreement, there should be a clause or a section to explain how the agreement will be terminated and what are the actions that 2 parties are obliged to follow even after the termination of the agreement. So there are different sections and key aspects in the agreement, including definitions of terminologies to ensure that we are standardized, the ways of communications, the products in scope and the territory, how we exchange the adverse events or the cases, complaints, aggregate reports. What about the BV management system and master file and the SOPs? What about data privacy, confidentiality, probably business continuity plan, it's very important, and as well as termination of the safety agreement and some other sections as well. So it's quite different, and it could be as short as 8 or 10 pages and could be as long as I saw something like 30, 35, 40 pages. So according to the details and the scope and the model, it can vary. So I'm talking now if you are a local safety responsible or a local QPPV. You have rules and responsibilities in each section in the safety agreement or the PV agreement. So I should be aware of my rules and responsibilities. I should know all the details. And inside the agreement, it could be a section or more. It's showing a description and the responsibilities and the delegation of activities, which is usually the biggest section or sections. And in addition to who is the owner of the database and technology and tools, there are sections for the assignment of activities. And sometimes they make this section in the form of a table, who is doing what. And there are many details, including ICSR processing, product complaint, medical inquiry, literature review, global and local, aggregate reports like PSURs and others, signal detection, and so on. And most importantly, the timelines. Pharmacovigilance is about timelines because we want to ensure that all the reporting, all the submissions, everything and all the activities are performed within the due time frames. And of course, how and the mechanism of the exchange between the parties. One of the important aspects is the reconciliation, periodic reconciliation, monthly or quarterly or whatever, and of course acknowledgement and confirmation of deliverables. And again, the length of such a section is variable according to the nature of the activities and if something is outsourced. I will take you in the coming few minutes in some of the examples. So let us just start with one of the pillars, which is the exchange of the individual case safety reports. So it should be clear for me that ICSR collection will be from what sources, and various sources should be mentioned in the safety agreement, as well as I have to ensure that all these are available also and mentioned in my local SOP. So from healthcare professionals, patients, literatures, social media, and whatever. What about duplicate check versus the log, case log or the tracker? So what about the translation if needed? So I have to know what is requested and I have to do. Does they require a translation and a back translation or a quality check by another person by 4I principle? And the initial assessment to ensure that making the triage or to prioritize. So I have to check for the seriousness and the causality versus the local leaflet or SMPC. Is it could be related or mentioned or not listed or not? So it will help us, the initial assessment, am I responsible for doing this? The quality control, some companies, they ensure that the QC should be done by another person, and some others also, they ask that you have to document this in a separate or a specific form or a template. I have to know what I have to do. The timely reporting, as I mentioned, it's all about time frames. So the reporting to the partner could be the MAH or could be a vendor or whatever. It could be 1 or 2 days for serious. It could be 5 days for non-serious. What about the time frames of reporting and the time frames as well for submissions to regulatory authorities, I mean local authorities? Is it 7-15 for serious cases? Is it 90 for non-serious? Is it something else? Because there are different timelines in different countries. We have to be aware of the local regulation in my countries, in my country or my country, the region. Again, some points are important for the follow-up activities. So I have to perform the follow-up on time and with the proper frequency. Do I need it for twice or 3 times? Is it for serious, unexpected, non-serious? So I have to know what I have to do exactly in order to ensure that I'm doing my responsibilities. Especially if you know you are a distributor, for example, to 15 companies, 15 MH. And it's really very difficult to keep in your mind everything. But if you have an oversight tracker and you put everything and all the details, it will make your life easy to ensure that you are following, or at least you are following the most strict. Of course, the documentation and records keeping, how I will maintain, is it soft copy and hard copy, and for how long, according to, again, local regulation, or according to safety agreements. Some of the agreements they mention it should be indefinite, while others will say after the termination of the agreement with X years, 5 years, or whatever. So this is one of the really important sections, is the handling of or management of ICSRs. One of the other relevant sections is the literature review and regulatory intelligence. Because as you know, we have to monitor the safety data. So if you are doing local activity and you just monitor the local journals that are not PubMed or Embase indexed, so you have to do the regular monitoring. What frequency? What are the journals? What are the keywords? What are the search strategy? I have to be aware on everything, and I have to identify and assess any safety information that may impact the benefit risk profile. While also any potential safety signals that are detected should be communicated and escalated according to the time frame. Nevertheless, the regulatory intelligence monitoring, so making updates, ensuring that I know the updates that can impact or may impact the PV activities, any updating regulations, labeling update, compliance standards, any something specific for my products. And of course, once I know something, what are the timely communication to stakeholders? I have to inform them within 2 business days, 3 business days, a week, or whatever. I have to know what are my responsibilities. And of course, I have to ensure the proper implementation and on time. Another point could be the handling of aggregate report section. Because at a local level, you might not be involved in writing and approval of PCR, but you might be involved in scheduling or telling the MH that I need this to my country on this specific time frame, could follow the AURD list or not. So I have to know that I'm ensuring the compliance with the regulatory standards for all the types of the reports and comply as well with the regulatory requirements. Ensuring that I monitor the submission deadlines, submitted with the mandated timelines, and I should have and keep and archive the proof of submission and also communicate it. Another thing that is really important is the reconciliation. Reconciliation is something that is sometimes it's time consuming, but it's very important to ensure that data are not missed and no discrepancies. So I have to ensure timely reconciliation of the safety data, ensure that I am compliant with the timelines, the frequencies stipulated in the safety agreement or PVA, and of course aligned with the regulatory requirements, and everything should be documented. So for example, each reconciliation cycle ensures that if there is any discrepancies that will be identified, and if there will be any corrective actions and outcomes. And if no discrepancy, I have to archive all the communications and documents and emails and any proof that should be documented, and everything should be, of course, completed and accurate. If there are any discrepancies, again, I should review and investigate. I might need to open, for example, a deviation form and investigate and resolve everything. Sometimes you need to communicate, and sometimes you need to escalate, either within your company or internal teams or with the external partner. Another section that is really very interesting, and I like it so much, and by the way, as an auditor, I always see findings in the training section, or there's always findings in the training. So I should ensure that what are my responsibilities? Am I responsible for training both the PV staff and non-PV staff, or the company employees? Based on what? The training needs? What are the contents? Is it five slides are enough, or should be specific, a bit detailed training according to the type of the staff and the frequency of the training, about the initial or induction for new employees, or annual refresher training for current employees. And I should also monitor and evaluate the training, so the effectiveness of the training programs, and I should evaluate the performance, like post-training evaluation quiz and the pass score. Many companies, they ask for 80%, but sometimes some companies, they ask for 100% pass. So you should be aware of what is required in the safety agreement, and of course you match with your standards. And of course you have to maintain the training records. Training records for the PV staff and the non-PV staff, the attendance, what are the contents, the sheet, the evaluation results, and I have to ensure that all the details are kept and all the people in the organization who should be trained are trained, starting from the operator or receptionist until the general manager. So I believe these some examples of the points that should be covered. There are many others, but for the sake of time, I felt that this could be enough to cover for this section, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ahmed, for your valuable insights. We do have some questions in the chat box. So, which section usually the most crucial from the PV performer perspective? This is one question. And the another is, what is the main reason PVA taking place as must between distributor and sponsor?
Okay, all sections are important, but the exchange of ICSRs, I believe it's very important because this is a bit more common. We do it on daily basis, and link it to it, the literature and the reconciliation, because I cannot make ICSR exchange without having this in place. The second point, I didn't hear it well.
What is the main reason PVA taking place as must between distributor and sponsor?
Usually it's a must because number one, it's a legal document. It's showing the responsibilities and everything is clear in place. And in many countries, it's required by the health authorities, and it will protect the patient at the end. Because people will say, no, it is not my responsibility. I'm not responsible for the local literature or whatever. So it's something that is binding, legal, ethical, as well as it could be regulatory requirement as well.
Thank you, Dr. Ahmed, for your insights. Now, I may now request Dr. Subhrajyoti Bhaumik, who is the chairperson for our event, to provide certificate of appreciation to Dr. Ahmed. Hello, Dr.
Thank you.
Subhrajyoti.
Yeah, hello, Dr. Jyoti. Thank you. And it's an excellent presentation, Dr. Ahmed. It's a very, very important topic which you talked about. And I really like the point of training, because that is something which we need to focus on, because the guidelines and the regulations keep on changing over a period of time, and we tend to forget it. So it's my great honor to hand over a certificate to you for your excellent talk. So may I request the certificate to come up?
Thank you.
So thank you for being part of the Global Pharmacovigilance Congress, and this is a certificate of appreciation to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Let's invite our next speaker for the event. The next speaker for our event is Laura. She's a country safety lead from Central America and Caribbean, Pfizer, Costa Rica. She holds a degree in pharmacy from the University of Iberoamerica in Costa Rica and a master's degree in pharmacy and medication management from OBS Business School and the International University of Catalonia, Barcelona. She has over 10 years of experience in community pharmacy and has dedicated 9 years to Pfizer. She began her career at Pfizer in 2013. Currently, she serves as country safety lead for Central America and the Caribbean, as well as a QPPV for Panama and Guatemala, Costa Rica, and El Salvador. She also has extensive experience and over 4 years of external participation in pharmacovigilance working groups within the pharmaceutical industry in the region. She's a passionate, communicative, and strategic leader committed to ensuring the highest standards of safety and efficacy in pharmaceutical practices. Hello, Laura. I'll now give the floor to you.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. How are you? I'm really glad to be here and honored to share this platform and this conference with such prestigious names and speakers, and obviously this good and great event that Dr. Mahatrapa has and all the group of the organizers have been designing and carrying on. So thank you for that presentation. I also want to thank all the audience. I would like to address all the questions at the end, or also by email or after the presentation if you like. So basically my presentation is this. I want to talk about the crucial role of quality case processing in pharmacovigilance, embracing the future with AI. I am really glad I've been hearing the presentations before me this day, and I'm really glad that AI has been on the table. Well, my participation in this conference is only for academic and networking purposes and has no promotional or commercial interests. This is only a protocol from my end and from my work. So my opinions are basically mine and do not are related to my company for which I work. As you know, so let's start with the basics, right? And really fast. The data we process, the cycle involves several key steps. We already know this. We receive the information, we do the case initial entry, we do the duplicate search, we do the triage, the reportability, aligned with the regulations of each country. In my case, I have 33 territories in Central America and Caribbean. Only 8 of them are regulated by PV regulations. That is sad because we want every country to be legislated, right? But okay, we continue. We do this in our system. We process the case, we do the quality control, we do the medical assessment. The case might go to other teams within the company, global teams, medical device teams, and such on. But when we have this assessment, we do the case closure, we can talk to the HAs and everything like that. And this information is consolidated to ICSRs and we're reporting HA submission and everything like that. So we know these steps are critical. And what happens is that every step of this chain, of this cycle involves sometimes human performance or human involvement, right? So that is when the system can get some bugs or errors, right? Because humans always can have different perspectives when the triage, when the duplicate search, when the quality control, right? So we are going to always want to have better quality and time-saving things and systems and artificial intelligence to have this monitor or in charge of, right? So, but before I talk about the implications of this, I want to really make here the importance and state the role of case processing in PV, the importance of this or the core area, right? That the pharmacovigilance is important for this process is that we are defined by rules, legislations, and timelines, and we have to respond to patients, HCPs, authorities, sponsors, and other marketing authorization holders or license partners. So when we manage information, pharmacovigilance information, safety information, patient information, this is information that is really critical. And this is the importance. When we have quality within the pharmacovigilance involving the case processing, it's really important that we have quality, high quality data that ensures that AEs reported actually are accurately and comprehensively, including detailed information about the patient, all the complete information that we need to assess in the chain of the case processing. Regulatory compliance, it's very important. Comply with the stringent regulatory standards set by set by agencies like EMA, like FDA, and others. Effective risk management. This is important, very important, because we identify, assess, and mitigate risks of the drug, of the safety of, and this the safety of the patient. Time decision making, really critical, because high quality data ensures that decisions regarding the safety and efficacy of drugs are based on reliable and up-to-date information. Public health protection. Well, this is obviously our main goal, right? To keep on the safety of the patients and to the HCPs do their decisions based on information that is accurate. Also, enhanced data analysis. We want to be able to identify trends, patterns, correlations in adverse event reports. But if we have good quality of information in these reports, we can have enhanced data analysis of these reports. But if we have bad quality, you know what is going to have the result. So another important topic is the improve patient outcomes, right? Because the goal of pharmacovigilance is to improve patient outcomes. High quality data ensures that adverse events are accurately reported and addressed, leading to safer and more effective use of medications. And technology advancements. This is really important because advancements like technology, such as machine learning and artificial intelligence, the processing of ICSRs can become more efficient. High quality data is essential for these technologies to function effectively, enabling timely detection of emerging safety concerns and aiding pharmacovigilance professionals in their work. So all of these main points or topics are essential to be covered by the process. So in just a plate, we need clear and accurate data, relevant data that we need, completeness and consistency for the reports, for all the case data analysis, because if we if we are based in this GIGO analysis, if good quality comes in, good quality comes out, right? So we want good quality always. Either way, if this is managed by human or by machine or by artificial intelligence. What are the risks associated with the process? Well, I already talked about this. The risk is that the quality or the errors or the mistakes are easy for inspectors and editors to find out. Case processing is high-risk area of drug safety, and PV is the main bone, because this is the information that we gather and we share with the world, with the patients, with the other MHs, with the health authority. And obviously, we must ensure this is done correctly. When I refer also with the mistakes and the frequent quality issues, we can find these ones, like incomplete reports, inconsistent coding. This is very common, because if a human, if a colleague, if a colleague of mine is doing the case intake, maybe and this person is reading that the patient had a femur fracture, maybe he can put just bone sickness or something like that. Not that accurate, right? It's a femur fracture. This is serious. This is severe. So maybe not consistent with the coding, right? And also coding of products, because this is not the same if we code a product and a product with a device also. So everything comes here in the picture. Lack of quality control and data entry errors, as I said, inadequate medical review, poor data management, regulatory being non-compliance and training and oversight deficiencies. I agree with Dr. before me, the speaker before me. Training is always super important to be taken care of, because here is where you can find a lot of mistakes, in insufficient oversight, if people are not being well trained or something like that. So I just want to again take a look at the common findings because of these frequent mistakes. So this is consistent with I'm saying, and with our experience. This is from the 23 annual report from the EMA, and they find these points always to be pain in the neck for the case processing and the quality of the pharmacovigilance case processing cycle. Okay, so let's talk about the automatization, right? Because we want to enhance the time. Time is money. Data is money. We want to, and obviously our main focus is patient safety. We want to focus on patient safety. So when we have this cycle, we can see that the automatization can take place within these areas. The case intake and triage. Automatization helps in the initial intake and triage of adverse events, including extracting relevant information from source documents and categorizing cases based on severity and urgency. Data entry and validation. Automatization tools can handle data entry from various sources, including structured and unstructured data, and validate information for accuracy. What can take for a machine or AI to data entry and validate PDF non-structured can be 1 minute, and for a human can be 2 hours, right, or more. So this is really important, time. Duplicate detection, really important, because AI can identify and flag duplicate reports in a more fast and accurate manner. Medical coding, I was saying, and I was talking about coding. AI can really standardize medical dictionaries, reducing the time and effort required for manual coding. Narrative generation, really important, because the narrative is what goes to the HA in most cases, right? Or is what they read. So AI can generate case narratives in a good quality manner, and helping create consistent and comprehensive case summaries. Quality control checks, really important. AI automatization can perform inline quality checks to ensure data accuracy and compliance with regulatory requirements. Literature surveillance, super good, because AI can review and extract relevant information from medical literature, aiding an identification of new safety signals. And signal detection, obviously, a very critical part in this process, because AI and machine learning algorithms can detect potential safety signals from large databases, enabling proactive risk management. So we can keep an eye on time and data with more efficacy and with more quality. But we face challenges, right? Because obviously there's no such thing as everything's perfect. We face challenges with data quality and integration, regulatory compliance, high initial costs of AI, and also system flexibility. The data quality and integration is because we have to ensure high quality data from diverse sources, and integrating it seamlessly can be complex, like integrating the data and the systems and all the structure can be complex. Regulatory compliance, the regulations keep changing. Every new government or every new chairperson in the ministry can change the rules, can change the regulatories, the legislations, but also we lack of regulations, right? Because there's some regulations, but we still lack of some regulations that are not talking about artificial intelligence or about how we keep touch with this machine learnings and algorithms. This is a really high challenge. High initial cost, definitely, implementing AI requires significant investment in technology and training. Is not free. Only ChatGPT is sometimes free, right? And system flexibility. Automated systems may lack the flexibility to adapt to new or unexpected scenarios. Or maybe I want this system to be pink and to have dark red letters, and no, you can have that, right? So the system flexibility can be also an issue. Okay, so key points to ensure completeness of data collected quality. So you have the comprehensive data sources, and to understand where the sources are coming, to understand is different clinical trial source document from a literature document, from a phone call data recollected by a patient, right? Standardized data collection, we have to standardize forms and protocols to ensure consistency in accuracy in data collection based on good pharmacovigilance practices. Regular training, definitely must, and follow-up information. We have to keep on following up with reporters, especially for serious unexpected ADRs, and use checklists to collect missing information or follow up with specific questionnaires that can complete our quality data. Success in the quality processing, all of the points that we have talking about, SOPs, training, high quality forms, follow-up information, be compliance with the authority, KPIs and monitoring refreshing trainings and technology approaches can seriously have a good role in the success of the quality processing. And as a conclusion, I will have here my 2 cents. I can say enhancing data quality is crucial for accurate analysis, scientific assessment, and decision-making in pharmacovigilance. Key areas include accuracy, relevancy, completeness, and consistency. Regular staff training, also management systems and audits and inspections are essential. You have to manage risk management. It sounds like a poem, but you have to manage risk management. Clear, accurate, relevant, complete, and consistent data allows for meaningful analysis and timely detection for safety concerns, safety signals, safety trends, and also keeping up with the compliance with authorities. And maintaining high data quality standards are vital for safeguarding public health and ensuring safe medication use. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I am happy to hear any question, to answer it, or to maybe have it offline. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Laura, for a wonderful session. We do have questions in the chat box. The first is, what are the perspectives in PV regulation adoptions? Do you have any timelines?
Yes, so for PV regulations, some timelines, but for the case processing or for submission. Can you repeat the question?
What is the perspectives in PV regulation adoptions? Do you have any timelines?
Oh, so no. Right now, some of the authorities and regulations are looking forward to understand what are these systems. Maybe the industry can have different systems or different ways of working with AI. So I think that right now is in diapers, and I was saying it's very important to take a look at this, because artificial intelligence is really, really, it's really helpful, but it can go the other way, right? It can, if you don't use it right, it can go for a different high road and manipulate information or other non-ethical individuals can use it for in the disguise or to not report what is really the importance or the cases that are important for the authority to know. So right now is not being assessed by any authority in my region, in Central America and Caribe, but the authorities are looking and understanding and beginning to understand and beginning to wonder, and that is important because they are looking at it and they're having interest, right? If they were not interested by it, I will be preoccupied, but they are kind of worried and looking for our point of view also, like, okay, so let's talk about how are you doing this and why and such on. But yeah, we have a lot of way and work to do with the legislations and health authorities.
Thank you, Dr. Laura. The second question is, how do you handle data quality issues that arise from integrating multiple data sources?
Yes, well, experience, training, and constant quality checks. And having people less experience, because they have to make experience, having people less experience doing the case intake first steps, and more experienced colleagues do the peer review or the quality checks or medical reviews. So we go back and forth with doing these quality checks, doing refresher trainings, detecting trends of mistakes, so we can know where the pain is going, right? Where the mistakes are more frequent. If it is with clinical trials forms, if it is with of website forms or phone call data reports. So we understand that some forms can be difficult to read, are maybe handwritten. Sometimes that is one of the barriers, right, that we can find, but then we have to do the analysis. But we put more experienced colleagues and with a good eye on quality and mistakes to do the performance of to do the peer review of the case and do the performance of the quality checks.
Thank you, Dr. Laura, for your insightful session.
You are welcome.
Okay, I may now request our chairperson to handle the certificate of appreciation to Dr. Laura.
Thank you, Dr. Laura, for your wonderful presentation. It's my honor to hand over the certificate to you.
Thank you for this opportunity. I'm really, really honored and glad to participate.
Thank you, Dr.
very
Laura,
much.
once again.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think Dr. Patricia will join tomorrow with us, as she's having some other work, so it's okay. We all will listen to her tomorrow. And now, if any other questions is there in chat box, we can take, or else we will be open to all the delegates if they want to interact with the speakers, or they want to share anything or something, whatever. It is open to all. And thank you, Dr. Bhomik sir, for joining with us as a chairperson. And yes, so platform is open to all. You can switch on your camera if you wish. Okay. I request all to switch on the camera so that we can have a snapshot.
Yes.
If you all agree, right? And tomorrow we'll be having one extra speaker. So please be with us, and we'll be listening to her at the end. Okay. Any comments are most welcome. Any suggestions or anything you want to say? Our speakers are there. You can interact with them through email or anything, right? So this is a platform where you can interact with all the experts, PV experts.
Hi, Joanne.
Hello, nice, very nice presentation. Sorry, I wasn't working and listening also, but excellent speakers, and it's such a pleasure to meet such experienced people in the group. Thank you, Dr. Chinmaya and the moderators to organize it. Thank you. It's very nice to meet Liana. We have spoken so many times before.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Liana. And Dr. Ahmed, nice to see you too. So lovely. Nice, great presentations, great speakers. I blocked my time, although it's morning here, to listen.
I see some question in the chat box, which is, I guess, important to address because we spoke a lot about artificial intelligence and PV. So the question is coming from Amira Selim. It's about how to ensure the security of the confidential patient's data in PV that's used for AI in future. And has this been happened or not yet? If some of the speakers can answer this question, it's truly useful and interesting. Confidentiality of data and artificial intelligence.
Yes, Greg has.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
just to mention like how it looks like, right? If you will put some information into the system, it doesn't mean that everywhere it will be posted and used and your name or patient name will be like posted and announced, right? Of course, it depends on the system, but this is not how it works. But since the data transmission had the place, so this is actually the ruining all the privacy rules. That's why actually all the ChatGPT or Gemini or any other solutions of the general purpose AI is not applicable for the pharmaceutical industry at all, because this is the transmission of the data. And even if you will put the one checkbox about don't use my data, there will be another clause how its data will be used in technical way. So and all in all, it will be mixed with the data transmissions. Of course, some companies United States company, some companies a Chinese company, so it's all complications that we can't satisfy. So here the main reasons it's not AI solution how to clean up the data before it goes to the any system, right? It's not about only artificial intelligence, it's just about the form. It's about like analyzing the common names and not putting the names there. Yeah, I can have a better solution for you. If there is a name field and any kind of input, just make it on numbers only, and you will have no any patient data there. Of course, there's a risk of narrative and assault. So it's not about like AI here particularly. If you will ask AI, don't take my name, it will not work. So just keeping on the non-AI solutions to keep up from all the privacy data, and of course to stick with the solutions that are more appropriate. I mean, not the general purpose AI, which is like on separate server. It's possible to have a separate solution for the certain country. There's of course the usual validation and qualification process when you can just assess is that the vendor or system is like hosted in certain way. It's like a vendor assessment process. So after that, you'll be more or less ensure that your data. I will not mention another super, tricky technologies like tokenization and actually the tokenized audit trail. We'll speak about it tomorrow on the next day of the global pharmacovigilance congress. So it will be more catchy for you to visit tomorrow as well. Yeah.
So
Sorry
yeah,
for that, like long speech.
Greg just assured that the data will be kept confidential. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So just a minute. I have a small poll for all today. So just give some feedbacks. It will be helpful for us.
Is that only one question?
Yeah. Look like
The
I
other
like it.
question
It's the
was,
best. It's the
still
best
about,
form I've ever
yeah.
seen. Super convenient UX.
I thought of putting it after each speaker, but it's okay because we don't have time, right? So it's okay.
Yeah, this is better actually, Dr. Chinmay.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Joanne.
Oh, nice to see you, Dr. Womack.
Yeah,
We've been
hi.
connecting, and it's so
Yeah,
to meet in person like this.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I guess we should invite you one day for, to do presentations here as well. And
Yeah, it was very nice. I was just wondering, I just got an emergency call and just a discussion for people who believe in AI. How many of you believe that AI will cut down PV jobs? Is there a thought which comes in your mind that the AI could actually reduce jobs in the PV market?
Never,
What does the expert panel believes here?
never, sir.
I believe
I be-
yes.
No.
Okay.
I
Doctor.
believe if the people who don't learn AI, we need to learn AI to do that.
In
So,
my opinion, it will be transferred. I mean, the human workforce will be transferred from for example, ICSR processing to the medical assessment, medical review, medical judgment, which is not cannot be replaced by artificial intelligence. That's why just the job type of job will be kind of configured, modified, but still it's impossible imagine PV without human brain. That's why I don't think that we will have cuts. Just the way that type of work will be kind of modified. This is my opinion.
that's a very beautiful answer, Liana, because I think even healthcare is being panicked by AI. So we believe that the empathy, the compassion doctors show can never be taken by the machines. And I think you're talking
Sure.
about the empathetic part here in PV. Laura, personally, I wanted to congratulate you for excellent, amazing presentation. And I'm quite surprised to understand in Latin America, only 8 countries are regulated.
Yes.
So, I mean, any specific reasons why other countries are not regulated? Is it for
No,
AI or PV?
No, this is not Latin America. This is Central America and Caribbean.
Central America.
Latin America, it involves like 10 more countries.
Okay.
So my region, Central America, with Costa Rica, Panama, Salvador, Guatemala, Nicaragua, and the Dutch island, the Caribbeans. There is a lack of PV regulations because from the 33 territories or 33 countries, only 8 have PV regulations and 9 have working. Another country is working on it, so I can say 9. But they have lack of device regulations. We have lack of inspection guidelines. We have lack of PV in general, but we do the most constringent when the country does not have regulatory PV regulation or something like this. We do the constringent internal industry procedure, right? To be more to apply ICH or something like this. Submissions more accurate and voluntary submissions also. But it's something, it's cultural. I mean, I think Mexico, Brazil, Colombia are good parameters of PV legislations, and Costa Rica, Panama, El Salvador, Guatemala are good and are working towards it. They are the strongest in pharmacovigilance in my region. And yes, I expect that the pharmacovigilance regulations are grow with other countries and my region and my territories. Yes, it's
Great.
important.
That's a great
Can I
insight.
add a comment?
Yeah.
Hi, Dr. Mamik, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, looking forward to meet you on 29th.
Yes, same here, sir. Looking forward to
Okay.
meeting you as well. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Please go
Actually,
ahead, sir.
regarding the AI, you asked one question that, how is it going to make any difference? Actually, like, I'd like to tell you that currently India is producing so many areas, means so many patients are suffering from areas, and the data, like, we don't have manpower and we don't have sufficient resources to add all into the database, first of all. So that is, like, especially the companies may have their own resources, but especially medical colleges, we don't have any pharmacovigilance associate at all. Everything comes on the medical doctor, MD doctor, who is busy in teaching, who is having, so many 101 responsibilities in the academics. And where do we have the time to punch the data into the database? So I would say that there should be AI should take over the responsibility of adding, like, we should have papers created in such that data, like, when the physicians, they can directly enter into the page, like e-page or something like that, so that the data directly goes into the database and automatically get coded also, and it should only come to the medic just for the review and close the data. Instead of, I think, like, in my hospital only so many areas happen, but we don't have any resources to enter. So I believe that AI is going to, like, when the AI is enabled to capture all this data and enter and maintain the database, and so there will be a rush of data that will come into the picture. And as Liana just mentioned, there will be so much of data which is already entered into the system through the AI or some other system, and there will be analysis and coding, and because currently what is going on, very structured data only is getting into the database, like only clinical trial data or some MNC companies. And where is the data that is coming from our pharmaceutical companies of India? We have 30,000 manufacturers. I don't think any one of them are punching the data into it. So I believe that like, the AI system should get implemented immediately throughout India and any other countries where there is a problems in fetching the resources for entering the data. So in that way, we can identify the safety signals more in a robust way and in a better way, and ensure that drugs are safer.
True, sir, true. And personally, countries like India, and I also again go back to Laura, where she said, cost analysis is so important. Countries like Costa Rica, India, which are developing economies, they can't afford a vigilance which the US can afford so easily because their economy, we are a different economy altogether. So it has to be a cost-effective tool, and you are absolutely correct. So the real world evidence data is really where we are looking at, and that is where in a country like India, for my international colleagues who are sitting here, we are actually 30 countries together, 30 small European countries together. So it's so different to pull in data from various states, various cities, as Dr. Shiva Murthy is saying, that it is very times we see redundancy as well as the data not getting into the vigilance, our PVPI program, and that's what creates a big question, that whatever data signals are being generated, is this censored data or not? We also require uncensored data to enter into our vigilance system to figure out what the scenario is in the country. So great presentations today. Thank you again to Chinmay for organizing this truly global Congress, and
Thank you.
and I think Many congratulations to the wonderful speakers, and great job by Dr. Jyoti for moderating the session. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Jyoti, for
Thank you.
moderating the session so wonderfully.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you, everyone. So tomorrow we will meet at 2 p.m. once again, and we will close for today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for
Thank
joining.
you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Nice day.
Have a nice day too.
Bye.
Thank you.